Thursday night game. How do you feel about your team right now?
Well, we've had some lumps, a little bit of challenges for our first year, but we're excited. We treat every week like it's a new week, like it's a championship game, and we're going in to go 1-0 this week. So we're excited. We're putting in the work and staying in the process.
How do you feel right now? I mean, you guys are still right in there in district play right now. Obviously, this is a big-time district game. How do you guys feel going forward into this matchup?
Yeah, and that's kind of the way we're thinking about it. We knew going into the season that our district, was going to be a balanced district. Everybody had an opportunity to win each week, and that's kind of how we prepared and how we've planned for it all season. Even though we've had some unfortunate injuries, but we feel that we still have enough in the tank to still get it done in our district.
How do you feel personally, first year as a head coach? How has this gone, maybe personally for you so far?
It's gone to plan. Fortunately, I've had some mentors, before I got into this that kind of gave me some heads up about what to expect. And it's been everything that we kind of anticipated. Some ups, some downs. We really understand that, when you're going in, putting together a new program and rebuilding, it goes with some ups and downs, goes with some challenges. And we've had all of it, and we kind of anticipated, so that's helped us get through it.
What are maybe some of the challenges when you're coming in here and trying to restructure a program kind of in your own mode?
Most important is the psychology of the players and the community, administration, everybody just, believing in the championship progression. I come from some environments where, it's been football or bust. It's all about football, we're coming to an environment where there's some other options, and we've been trying to change that culture, change that mindset, that philosophy, and it's been a day-to-day process, but I believe that we're on track, and like I said, I told some people the other day that I believe that we're where we're supposed to be, and as long as we stay diligent, stay in the process, that the results will come.
How's it been? There's been maybe a little unsteady here before. I mean, notably before this year, a lot of players transferred out of this program here. What do you know heading into this program about this program coming in here?
Well, the saying goes, you are who you are, and typically when there are some growing pains, there are some things not going your way, people leaving the program, there's a reason why, and I believe that's why I was brought here, is to start the process of cleaning that up, and although everybody wants miracles and they want a quick fix overnight, we believe that it's a long-term process, and every day we're seeing some signs. Our mission here is not just to win games on the football field, but to win lives and build young men for life, and we've seen, not necessarily just wins on the field happen, but we've seen some young men become more mature, make better decisions in the classrooms. Grades are going up. Guys are doing the right things on and off the field. So those are things that we're seeing happening, and now it's just a process of getting the wins and losses to go in our favor in regards to football.
What was maybe the first thing you came in here in your mind that you said, I've got to get in here and get fixed? What was the first thing you thought when you came in?
The focus on academics. I believe, our goal is not just to create football players, but we have to get these guys prepared to become professional at something. And academics, you need knowledge to be able to do that. So we put a huge emphasis, on making sure the kids understand that, we're going to put the classroom before anything. That's why we go to study hall every day before we hit the field. We have discipline if they don't do the right things in regards to the classroom. The teachers know it, the administration knows it, the kids know it. So that's the first thing that we really put our arms around. And that's allowed us to get our GPAs moving up across the board. Also, we've got some kids that weren't eligible in the summertime, and I know that's the fruits of the labor and the focus that we put in right away.
I think you guys changed the offense coming in here, if I'm correct. How is that maybe getting guys to change from such a mindset of something else to what you're trying to instill?
Yeah, it's a philosophy difference. Our goal was to spread the ball around a little bit, get a lot of guys involved in the offense from a pass standpoint, from a run standpoint. On any play, any one of our guys can touch the ball. That adds a lot of excitement to the style of play. There's a progression to that kind of offense. You have to really train guys to play that way. We also play at a fast tempo. That's another philosophy change, and all those things take time, and we understand that. We've seen some positive progressions. We've also seen some growing pains to it, but we're staying positive, and we believe that as long as we stay diligent to the process, that the results will come.
All right, and let me finish. You know, you guys are playing Forest Hill. Coach Coquel, he was a former Pope guy. You're a former Pope guy
Absolutely.
there. What is about that progression? Do you know Coach Coquel at all?
I don't know him personally, but I know he's a fiery guy. You know, really believes in what he's doing, and just like we do, we're excited about the challenge. You know, it's one of those games that we earmarked at the beginning of the season, one that we feel that is out there for us, and we're gonna put together our plan. As you can see, the kids out here working now, and we believe we're gonna go in there tomorrow in their house, and we're gonna try to take it from them.
All right, and one last thing. How do you think your time at Pope maybe prepared you maybe for a head coaching job?
Not just at Pope. I mean, really, I've been on kind of a 6 or 7 year, window of a progression. Spending time with quality head coaches, state championship head coaches. Just really, giving me the tools, giving me the information that I would need. As I got into this role. I like to say I've been, operating as a head coach before I got in the head coaching capacity, and that's really what you should do. So when you get here, you kind of have some stripes. You've been around the block a little bit, and I believe that that's helped me and will help me as we continue to move forward.